Hello, hi, it's Stephanie from Our Natural Wisdom, and I'm so happy to be here with you again for another weekly episode on Instagram Live. I am an eco-intuitive coach and teacher, and I help women who are anxious perfectionists to reclaim your peace through Mother Earth. You have a beautiful, sacred connection with the earth. You are inseparable from the earth. So there is always so much healing and wisdom to gain through a deepened connection with Mother Earth. Good morning, Kay. Hi, thanks for joining. What a beautiful day we have here. I'm so happy to be outside and doing this live with you out in nature. So today I was guided to share with you a micro practice that has kind of evolved for me, I guess. Recently I realized that it's actually a mindfulness practice. Sometimes that's how it is when you're connecting with nature. You start to do something on a regular basis and all of a sudden you realize, oh, this is a tool. This is actually a practice that Mother Earth is offering me. And when you realize that, it's like, oh, what a beautiful gift. What a beautiful gift. I'm hoping that you've experienced that too. And I invite you to become aware of making that observation that you have developed certain patterns of doing things or following your heart in a certain way with nature, maybe walking a certain route every day or touching a certain tree every day. All of these things are beautiful micro practices. And I say micro because I think that we, when we're looking for tools to add to our personal medicine kit of things that help us with our anxiety, we can often put too much pressure on ourselves to have, like, I will meditate in lotus position 30 minutes every day, or I will, do my yoga practice 45 minutes every day. And for some of us that works beautifully, and for others, including myself, I will admit, it can be kind of challenging. And I can kind of beat myself up if I don't actually do it. And then my brain starts getting all wound up about why can't I do it and what's wrong with me and all of these things. So I like to suggest simple practices that are, that will come easy for integrating into your day. And so that's what I wanted to share with you today. I've got a little piece of fuzz in my eye or an eyelash or something. So I have realized that the spring is, every season change offers us so many new ways to connect with Mother Earth, and really feeling that this spring. I have become really kind of fascinated with the idea of discovering a moth chrysalis hidden within the leaves that we raked upon our native gardens last fall. And so I have found myself, as I am looking to see what is emerging in the spring, what plants are coming up, and a lot are because we've been having such a warm-up period, I have been just feeling extra curious, and like my heart just feels really open to the idea of spotting a moth chrysalis hidden within the leaves, which would be almost miraculous because they are so camouflaged. And yet I know that they're there. And so I've just become really interested in opening myself up to the possibility of spotting one, because I think it's totally possible. So the micro practice that I have started to do is to simply, for a few minutes, I try to do it every day, to just sit with a small patch of my garden and just be with it and observe. And when I say small, I mean maybe a couple of square feet at the most. And to just sit there and just allow myself to softly focus on what is in front of me, on the mess, right? The nature's beautiful mess, all of the leaf litter, all of the things that are decaying from last growing season, all of the, bits of sticks and seeds that have fallen from the trees around us. And it sounds like it would be incredibly boring, perhaps, but really it is. I've been finding it so fascinating and super calming. I think that when we are really connected with nature and we want to, we seek out that experience of how good it feels to be in nature, because it is so healing for us. A lot of us gravitate to the big open spaces, right? We want to go to the mountains or the beach or the Grand Canyon or a big lake or a forest. And there's something, totally awe-inspiring about that. And that really sparks that sense of wonder that brings up so much joy in our hearts and such a deep connection to nature and all of the goodness that is within nature. It really, being among those big landscapes and views really helps us reawaken our interconnection with everything, and to realize that we are all part of it, that we're not separate from nature. And yet I have also found that focusing in the small, the micro, the really focusing on the details, the small things, is not only a heck of a lot more accessible to us on a daily basis, but it also really softens our focus. It brings us, I feel, powerfully into the present moment, which is what is so healing for those of us that struggle with anxiety, because our minds tend to focus on the future. And so this little practice of just being with a small patch of nature, it could be in your garden, it could be the base of a tree when you're out on a walk, it could be, a window box or pots that you left out over the winter on your patio. Really, I'm talking about small. So, I think that as we develop more tools that are easily accessible, that we can just pull right out of our medicine bag, our personal medicine kit, when we have those tools and we know that we can pull them out and use them anytime that we need, there is a sense of comfort, there's a sense of relief, there's a sense of self-trust, because you've prepared, you know that there is something that is really going to help you through a challenging time. And you also know that you can step into that place of presence more easily. The more you do it in just moments throughout your day, it's a muscle that you're building. It is a practice, right? These are practices, and they all help us connect more deeply with our soul's wisdom, with our self-compassion and our self-love, because as we experience more moments in the present, we are really opening ourselves up to receive the messages that our soul has for us. Messages that may come through, our intuitive guidance. It may be a voice, that inner voice that you have, that really speaks from your heart, that you know is speaking with great love and great compassion. Or you may actually be hearing the voices of the spirits of nature. Everything in nature is alive, and there's a lot of different spiritual traditions that believe that there is a soul within every living thing, and I believe that. So I think that a lot of people that have a deep love for nature intrinsically know that. We have not necessarily been taught that or talk about it all that much. So I'm talking about it right now, that there is a soul, there is spirit within everything in nature. And the more that you open yourself up to the possibility of hearing that, and you are completely able to hear that because you are connected with it. You are inseparable with the spirit of nature and all living things. So when we can develop these practices that are tools that we can call upon anytime that we need them, it can bring you so much peace and compassion and love and joy and awe and wonder in your life. So I am going to do something different, and I'm actually going to shift this over, and I'm just going to show you this little patch of earth in my garden. And we'll talk about it a little bit, and I'll just talk you through what a micro practice with a patch of earth is like. So I'm just going to make a couple of shifts. I don't want to blind you by pointing you into the sun, so I'm going to point you up first. I lost you for a minute. Okay. Oh boy, what's going on? All right, I got to try this again. All right, I'm switching it around. Okay. So I'm going to point you. Why am I losing the connection? Okay, the connection keeps coming and going. I'm not sure why, but we're here now. So this is just a little patch of earth in our backyard garden. It's a place where we have some columbine coming up, poking up through the leaves. And when you're connecting with a patch of earth, I know as a gardener, sometimes we can really focus on what needs to be done, what, chores are upcoming, need to remove a certain weed or things like that. But in this practice, you are invited to let all of that go and to simply soften your awareness and take in all of the diversity that is here within this very small patch of garden. The different textures, the different colors, the different. I keep going in and out. I'm sorry about that. I'll have to do this again. But I just wanted to let you know that when you're doing this practice, I really encourage you to soften your focus and to allow yourself to be aware of any small movement that you may see. That may be, I would say it's best to do it on a day, of course, that doesn't have a lot of wind. But on still days, when you open your heart to any bit of movement that you see in the earth in front of you, in time you will see some amazing things, some tiny creatures, maybe little insects, maybe you'll see a moth chrysalis like I've been searching for. I have seen moths emerging out of the leaves, but I've never actually found a chrysalis, and I think that would be pretty amazing. I have also done this practice in twilight and have had little shrews come almost all the way up to my foot. They're so cute. And I know that this seems incredibly simple, but it is really powerful to know how much beauty there is and connection you can find within just a small bit of your garden space, a small bit of nature. It's really a world unto itself, a world that is offering you a deepened connection to your soul and all of the self-love and self-compassion and peace that lives there with your soul. All right, thank you for joining me on this little experiment today of trying to figure out how to use my camera. And I apologize for the little disconnections, but we're here now. So I appreciate you joining me. I hope that you try this practice out. Give it a whirl. Maybe pull a little chair up to an edge of your garden or the base of a tree, or, bring out a blanket and sit on the ground and just be with a small patch of the earth and see what comes forward for you. Welcome any message, and of course end with much gratitude to the earth for offering you this opportunity to reclaim your peace through nature. So thank you once again. If this resonated for you, I encourage you to stay tuned. I do weekly lives every Thursday at 10 a.m. Central. Would love to see you again. And if you aren't already on my email list, I invite you to click the link in bio or the link in my caption to sign up for receiving a free guide to 5 native plants that help you deepen your connection with your intuition through healing textures. So thank you so much again. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you again next Thursday at 10 a.m. Central. Bye-bye.